Welcome to Manhood Academy Podcasting. We have a class today that was not full, now it's getting full. We have Jar with us. We got Trapezoid Guy. We got, who's Nephitepalepa, I guess, in the chat room. He's the guy with all the little trapezoid icons, the red trapezoid icons. There is Big L. There's Jar. There's Metek. Anybody I missed?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, who's me?
Mr. Care Bear.
Mr. Care Bear, you are here.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else I missed? Okay, good, let's start. All right, I don't know if any of you got a chance just to recover or revisit the long-term projects thread. We just posted one of our discussions where we talked about the direction we want to take this, because originally we included like hobbies and things that have to do with daily activities such as cooking, and we want to stay away from that. So we want to make these long-term projects, make sure they have a beginning and ending, and they take maybe a few months or so to complete. So we posted some ideas. I even posted pictures of projects that I've done. We brainstormed some ideas for upcoming projects or future projects, and you can kind of see what we came up with in that little podcast thing that we recorded. So make sure you get over to there. And then, Jar, you're still going to go ahead and call everybody together and do what you were doing last time to organize and make sure everybody's picked something or has something.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that role, so I'm glad to continue it.
Good. Okay, so I think have you had a chance to listen to that yet?
Listen to a podcast, a small one on the project side?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so when you get a chance, get to that as soon as possible. Just tell you, it'll basically just take you through what we were talking about. The only difference is we just got rid of. I think Zyger just went around in a roundabout way of saying eliminating hobbies and just include long-term projects, and not something you would incorporate into your daily life normally, like cooking, which is something you'd incorporate into your normal life. And you can see we also talked about eliminating some different things like learning French, learning a language.
Okay.
So, and you'll see the reasons why we talked about it on the podcast. So go ahead and listen to that when you guys get a chance, and then you can go ahead and start getting people together and working on those long-term projects.
All right.
Okay, back to podcast topics, Fred. Why did I ever move away from that? Good question. Okay, who are new students in class? Let's see who's the new students in class here. We got Metek. Have we talked to you before?
I was on a call about the long-term project.
Yeah, I had him in the projects part.
Yeah, but did I talk to you before specifically? Did you introduce yourself at all?
Pardon me?
You didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't.
I'll take that as no, I didn't. So I'm going to jump over to your intro real quickly. Matriculation. Metek's intro. Hello, men. After thoroughly reading some intros and skimming the rest, I get the feeling that at 51 years young, I may be one of the senior citizens in this academy. So you're the grandpa here. The oldest offspring of blah, 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 childhood, blah, blah, blah. I think the emotional trauma aspect. Okay, so you have the two emotionally available children acting as parents. You're in survival mode, so you're basically Lord of the Flies at your house, right?
Right.
Oh, I don't know if I even added that to the book list. That should be on the book list, Lord of the Flies. I can't imagine. Close to mom, his energy spent blah, blah, blah. It probably came to no surprise. No. Was close to the father. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Look at you. Tough guy. So you've read Robert Glover's book and also David D'Angelo. And Doc Love. Okay, a couple scammers. Another reason I'm here is because I realize the importance of having functional male relationships in my daily life, as well as the role it plays in effective romantic relationships. Okay, good intro. Nice to meet you, sir. Hello, you there? Do you have hearing problems over there, or are you just a shy guy?
No, I'm here.
Okay, good. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Same to you.
I noticed that you were going to address something that I wrote there in a podcast. Is this the one, or has that already been addressed on a previous podcast?
I don't know. Did we address it? Was it something specifically I posted, or you posted? Or did I just generally link to your intro?
You made a comment about my intro that you were going to address.
Oh, yeah. Great intro. Podcast. And in an upcoming podcast, I'm going to cover the part where you get bored. Okay, so you wrote down at the bottom, probably the biggest thing that has hit me recently is that I think I get bored with people easily and find them disappointing for the most part. I hope to figure out what the hell is up with that. All right. Yeah, we could cover that. Okay, let me see. Where's that on podcasting topics? Is that in page 3, I think? We might skip. Let's skip ahead. Let's just cover that. Okay, so page 3. Is it this link? Nope, it's not that one. Hello, man. No, I'm in the wrong place here. Okay. Getting bored. What's the problem we should be doing differently? Nope. Page 2? Maybe it's on page 2. Any silent people over there know where that post is?
I'm trying to look. I'm going on page 2 backwards. And the very bottom link, it's not it.
Okay, so...
Well, at the very bottom of the second last post.
Yeah, I think you didn't post it.
I just probably put it informally. Okay, so we're going to talk about it, just so I don't forget it. We'll talk about it right now. Before we get there, just remind me, Metek, because we're going to talk about that right now, but I want to get to, who's the other new guy? Trapezoid guy.
Hey, what's up?
Jewish Curls guy. I want to talk to you.
Jewish Curls guy. Yeah, talk to me.
Okay, let's go to your intro.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this because I'm the guy that
The guy
typing it right now as I'm participating.
typing the intro. Don't worry about it right now. Pay attention. Forget your intro right now. All right, you're the mystery guy. You'll just have to ride along. You can jump in anytime, ask questions and whatnot. We're just basically having a discussion classroom here. Okay, so
great.
Let's get to this right now. Probably the biggest thing that's hit me recently is that I think I get bored with people easily and find them disappointing for the most part. Okay, this is a common problem that's covered in, or it's expressed in different ways. For instance, it's also expressed as, there's a lot of bitches around me. I don't like bitches, therefore I'm not going to talk to these girls. This chick is boring, therefore I'm not going to talk to her. This guy, after talking to him for 2 minutes, he's an idiot, or he's a nerd, or he's a jock, or he's this or that, right? And I don't want to talk to him because I'm not that type of person. Anybody know the major problem with this approach to social interaction?
I know the problem.
Oh, who's that?
Jar.
Jar. What is it, Jar?
So he's not taking an active hand in forming his social interactions or leading them. And that's why they tend to stray off and they tend to be boring.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
getting anybody's needs met.
You're not getting anybody's needs met, and you're not directing traffic. For example, every one of you here is an ugly fat chick. Every one of you here is a boring, nerdy guy. Every one of you here is a socially inept loser. Which means, I don't mean that literally, of course, but I mean in the sense that you all have something that bugs me in social interaction. Mr. Care Bear, stop your rattling. Everybody here, like Mr. Care Bear, he's fucking annoying me with his rattling, right? Everybody here has some socially inept thing that the reason why they're here. They're learning how to create social interactions. A lot of you guys are annoying shy guys. It takes a long time to get you to open up. It takes you a long time, it takes all kinds of prompting. I gotta share X amount of information before you'll open up. I gotta share so many things about myself. So it's somewhat of a chore to deal with you guys. But that is exactly how I shape you guys, is by actively telling you what I don't like about your socialization and how you can improve it. I direct you. I say, look, for instance, Care Bear, violating my expectations, wrestling his fucking papers, whatever he's wrestling, causing a disturbance while I'm talking, right? This is akin to the nerdy guy who's too quiet, too shy to respond. So I have to direct his behavior. To do that, I gotta tell him what I don't like, which is stop fucking wrestling that paper. And two, for every time I tell somebody, don't do this, it's implied that there's something I want them to do. And so it's to my benefit to tell them what to do, to direct their behavior. So if I'm saying, Care Bear, stop fucking wrestling the paper, pay attention in class, what's my expectation there?
Pay attention in class.
Right, for him to pay attention. So I always have an expectation, even when I'm telling people what not to do. For instance, don't punch me in the face. What is my expectation there? If I say, don't punch me in the face.
Don't punch me in the face.
Well, that's kind of the passive expectation, because that's just saying, don't do something that I don't like. That's really not my expectation.
Okay.
What's my expectation?
So your expectation is then to act normal and nice to me, I guess.
Right. You don't know what the expectation is. I haven't given it to you specifically, but it might be somewhere along the lines of make friends with this guy, etc. So the point is, there's always my expectation, and then people are violating my expectations. So in your case, Metek, people are too boring for you. Well, most likely, if they're too boring for you, you're a boring person. You don't take an active hand in shaping those people. For instance, to me, you're a boring guy right now, but I'm an instructor. I know about social interaction, so I know there's certain things you're not doing to make our social interaction better. For instance, you're not volunteering information about yourself, and you're not conveying that information in an attractive way, which makes me want to interact with you. Sharing your reactions to things, how you're reacting to something. How do you feel about me talking about this right now?
Well, I definitely want to get to the bottom of it. And
no, listen to my question. How do you feel about me talking about this right now?
Well, I don't like the idea that, I'm considered boring.
Okay, but see that's your personal reaction. That makes you
Right.
not boring. So the more of those personal reactions you share with me during the conversation, the more interested I am in you, aka the more attracted I am, or i.e., not aka. In other words, the more attracted I am in you. So the more I want to interact with you. But a lot of this takes shaping. A lot of people aren't just going to naturally start volunteering information about themselves or talking about themselves, sharing their experiences with you and their reactions with you. So they're going to have a tendency to go the normal route, which is, I wouldn't say that that's the normal way to do things, but the way people culturally do things is, how are you? How's your day? How's the weather? What common activity are we doing right now? How's class? How's work? What thing are you working on? And all those do, when you're talking to those people, asking them, how's work and how's school, you're not really interested in those questions. Those are more like pretenses for socializing. Through questions like how's work, how's school, you actually intend to go, well, I don't like this class because I hate I hate math. I've always had trouble with numbers. I've never liked numbers. I've always liked painting. I'm a painter, etc. So you want to get to the bottom of them, and you're using these pretenses to get there. So if you understand that, you can cut all the bullshit, cut the pretenses, take a shortcut and go, look, this is what I want out of you, and this is what I don't want out of you, in so many words, in a simple shorthand way. So you're learning how to do that.
That's right. What I was wondering, if part of that is that I'm not getting my expectations met.
It's exactly.
By not stating them. I know with my daughter, when she was especially younger, it's like, don't do this, but then I never told her what I wanted her to do a lot of times, so I can see that being an issue for sure.
That's a huge problem with America. It's always, They tell kids, look, don't do drugs. It's kind of a no-brainer to say, don't do heroin. But the fact that we have these PSAs, drugs are bad for you. What do you think these idiots who are taking, or I should say the people doing the PSAs are idiots. Do you think the kids who hear that message think, oh, heroin's really good for me. It's just like health food. That's why I'm taking it. No, fucking of course they're not taking it because of that. They're taking it because they're not satisfied with their life. So you just saying don't do that isn't doing shit because you don't offer an alternative of what they should be doing. So those things, those PSAs are useless. So by the same token, if you're always telling people, don't be boring, don't annoy me with that habit you're doing there, don't tap your knee with your hand all the time, but you're not actively directing them in the way you want them to behave, like, I want you to do this instead, or you should be doing this, or let's do this, right? If you're not able to lead the conversation, you're not able to lead the interaction, you're not going to create a person who you want to socialize with. So you're part of the problem, in other words, is what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this. I guess when I was about 31 or so, kind of the top of my head blew off, not literally, but...
figuratively speaking, your brain didn't explode.
Yeah, right. I just, started to expand my awareness and look, take a look at myself and the world around me.
Okay.
And, I worked on my social skills and, I've definitely improved, no doubt, from when I was a teenager. But I read the Dale Carnegie book, which I think you guys kind of rapped on that. I think I read that somewhere, about how to win friends and influence people,
right.
The art of listening and asking questions. And I think my issue is that, I engage people by asking questions and find out about them.
Okay, here's the problem with that. Look,
it's not really.
Hold on. Stop. Here's the problem with that. These methods, these different books you find, I don't like our ebook because most of these guys are talking about situational remedies. Like, for instance, a method of communicating with somebody if you don't know them is to ask questions about them. So it would say, like, for instance, if you want to get to know somebody, ask them about their life or, engage them in their, where they're at, or find some commonalities of an activity. If you play sports with them, start talking about sports. So it's kind of like these methods of socialization. Methods don't work if you don't understand the principles of social interaction. What is the point of socializing with them? Why can I ask them questions, or why can I volunteer information about myself to socialize? What's the difference? If you don't know the difference, all you know are just methods of doing something, but you don't know why you're doing something. So the situation is obviously going to be changing from person to person, from situation to situation, from circumstance to circumstance. There's going to be shifts in the social environment that you're not going to account for if you just know a method. So if this person is naturally shy and you just keep asking them a bunch of questions, that's not going to open them up. That's going to close them up because you're demanding stuff from them. If you're asking questions like, where are you from? What are your interests? That's a demand on a person. If they don't have an incentive to meet that demand, they're not going to open up to you. So that advice is not good advice because it's just situational advice. What you're learning here is the nuts and bolts of social interaction. You're learning the principles of social interaction, why people talk, why people ask questions, etc. So, for instance, in that case, people don't respond to questions just like girls don't respond. If you say you're interested in a girl and you go up, hey, where are you from? What are your interests? What do you do for a living? She's going to quickly go, I don't want to talk to you, or give you one-word answers just to shut you down. The same goes for strangers. If you just start barraging a stranger you just met with a bunch of questions, they're not going to be willing to answer because questions are demands. It's just like me coming up to you and asking you for $1. Let me have $1. Let me have another dollar. Let me have another dollar. Eventually you're going to be like, why the fuck should I be giving you $1?
Right.
There's no incentive for me. So this is where we talk about expression practice, where we practice giving our reactions to things. If I was to meet you and I just started giving my reactions to you or the reactions to my world, you would be drawn in because, wow, this is exactly what you want to know about me. When you're socializing, you're trying to convey your person to me and you want me to convey my person to you. That is ultimately what's happening in social interaction. That is the principle. That is one of the principles of social interaction. If you know that, then you realize certain things are not conveying information about you, or I'm sorry, not about you, but they're not conveying you personally. So, for instance, if I say, I like, what's your favorite cereal?
Spelt flakes.
Spelt flakes. Never heard of it. Okay. So, for instance, if I say, I like spelt flakes, is that a good example of conveying yourself to somebody?
To start.
No.
Okay. Oh, hello, DVP. You're back. You joined us.
No.
Why DVP isn't I like spelt flakes a good example of conveying yourself to somebody?
Because it doesn't convey you. Like, let me be more specific with that.
Yeah, dude.
I could Google anybody and type in Google who likes spelt flakes, and I can find a lot of people who do. But I don't know like why you like it. What makes you different from all those people who like spelt flakes?
What is the difference in the way you like spelt flakes from, say, the way Metex likes spelt flakes? What's the difference?
I gotcha.
Yeah.
There's the degree of how you like them, the way you like them, etc. So if you're just conveying information to me, like, girls will ask you sometimes, or how many brothers and sisters do you have? Because they're expecting to associate the way you deal with your family or family life with the person they want to interact with and date and eventually get in a relationship with. So that's why they ask those family types of questions, like, how are you close to your mother and father? How many brothers and sisters do you have? But for instance, if I say I have 3 brothers, right? What's the difference between if I lied to her and said I have 2 brothers? There isn't a difference because I'm just conveying dead static information that I could just find on Google. Somebody out there has 2 brothers. That doesn't differentiate them from me. What differentiates them from me is I hate my 2 brothers. I like my 2 brothers. I get along with this brother and I don't get along with this brother. What differentiates me with the what's it called, speck flakes?
Spelt degrees.
Right. What's that cereal again called?
Spelt.
Fuck it. I'm going to call it Cocoa Puffs. Okay, so for Cocoa Puffs, for instance, there is I like Cocoa Puffs, which is conveying information to, I like Cocoa Puffs. I put my voice inflection into it to let you know how much I like it, the degree I like it, or I describe how much I like. I generally have bacon and eggs, but I really love sweet stuff, so I like to have Cocoa Puffs every now and then as like a little treat. Something that conveys my degree, my personal experience, my reaction to whatever experience I'm having, that conveys me. I'm conveyed in my reactions to everything. So, for instance, how many people out there do you think are eating Cocoa Puffs?
A lot.
Too many.
Too many, right? So if this person says they like Cocoa Puffs too, there's no distinction between me and you. But when we bring the degree of our reaction, the specific degree of our reaction to our experiences, and we give that to the other person, that is something personal. That is what they want in any social interaction. So it's not about questions. It is about conveying your person to the other person, not the question. The question is just the pretense. What they don't tell you in books like How to Win Friends and Influence People is these principles. If you don't understand these principles, you don't understand what's the difference between asking a question and just saying a statement. There's no difference. It's just a technique, a method of doing something, a method of socializing. But if it doesn't work for this person, it works with this person over here, you won't know why it works or when you should use it.
So do we expose ourselves first as a method of getting the other person to open up and expose themselves
Yes,
first? Or do we wait till they inquire about us? Or
yes, if you've been reading the ebook, you'll realize that to get something, you have to give something in shorthand terms, which means to get somebody to meet your expectation, which every time you socialize with somebody, you're going to have an expectation and they're going to have an expectation, right? There's going to be either complementary expectations where they work together. You want to go out to eat, I want to go out to eat. That's a complementary expectation, right? If you don't want to eat and I want to eat, now we have competing expectations. So in any social interaction with a group of 1 or more, you're going to have 2 expectations, yours and theirs. And they're either going to work together or they're going to compete against each other. So if I have a working expectation, we both want to go out to eat, there's no problem. We can just go out to eat because our expectations aren't aligned. But if there's a competing expectation where I want to go out to eat and you don't want to go out to eat, well, now we have a problem because I'm not going to be able to just force you to go out to eat with me if you don't want to eat. Likewise, you're not going to just be able to force me to not eat if I'm hungry. So there has to be some incentive to meet the expectation. Either you have to incentivize me and say, look, you're a fat slob, so you shouldn't eat right now, you should wait, and then I'll be hungry in 2 hours, and we can hang out together and have a good time. So that's you're giving me incentive. You're telling me a reason why I should eat right now. Or I could say, look, I know you're not hungry, you're not going to be hungry for a few hours, but I'm going to hang out with you, and we're going to go to this place, and I'm going to go ahead and pay for you, we're going to have a good time, and just hang out for a while, you don't have to eat anything. That's giving you incentive to come along with me. So
well, this has been huge as far as 2 light bulbs going off regarding, getting unfucked on this idea.
Yeah, share those light bulbs.
One is, my train of thought just derailed. Well, anyway, one of them is, some of the stuff you read nowadays, like, don't talk about yourself so much, draw the other person out.
Right.
I think that's part of the problem. And the other one is, as a kid, I remember it's like, be modest, don't talk about yourself, don't showboat, don't, all that's kind of drilled into you. I think that might be part of the issue.
Yeah, the problem is you get all kinds of bullshit societal advice that is also girls mostly are giving this advice. They are so notoriously bad with mixing their definitions. So generally when a girl's speaking, I just tune out. For instance, especially when she's giving social advice. For instance, don't talk about yourself. She's not really saying don't talk about yourself. She's saying don't brag. But because she's so inaccurate with her social definitions and the way she expresses herself, it comes off as saying, oh, I shouldn't talk about myself at all. Right. So, and girls always address situational issues. Like in this issue, they'll extrapolate, their personal experience with their best friend and apply it to, and so you'll think they're talking about every single social situation, or in general, they should do things this way, when they're just referring to their specific friend who might have a certain quirk. So they're definitely not hitting social interaction principles. They're just giving you advice for one situation, and they don't realize, because they're girls and generally retarded, they don't realize this advice won't apply to this situation over here, this new situation. So you're getting a lot of conflicting advice about social interaction because those people do not understand social principles. Again, when you're interacting with somebody, you have to give them an incentive to meet your expectations. So if I'm talking to you and I want to get you to open up, if every question I ask you, where are you from? That is an expectation. I'm making a demand on you. What are your interests? That is a demand on you. I'm basically asking you, give me $1. Give me $1. Give me $1. I'm demanding something from you. If you saw it in those terms, you'd realize it's insane for me to demand stuff from you. You're a complete stranger. You have no reason to give me $1. I have to shine your shoes. I have to make you a painting. I have to give you a piece of food. I have to give you a hug. I have to kiss you. I have to do something to warrant that demand that I'm making on you. So if I want you to open up, I'm not going to go, hey, where are you from? What are your interests? How are you doing? What's the weather like where you're at? How are you close to your mother and father? No. I'm going to tell you about me. When I'm talking, like for instance, I've been doing a lot of talking right now. You're having a lot of reactions in your head, thoughts and feelings about what I'm saying. That's prompting you to talk. You're encouraged to talk. By me sharing and talking about social interaction, aren't you getting to know about me and what I know? And aren't you being more interested in me? Aren't you essentially being attracted to me? That's what's happening when you're talking about yourself and sharing your specific reaction, your degree of your reaction to your experiences. That's what's happening in other people. Like, I don't need to ask you right now, am I being attractive? I know I'm being attractive because I'm hitting the principle. I'm conveying my person to you in my reactions. For instance, my knowledge of social interaction. I know what I'm talking about. I'm conveying the way, I'm conveying this understanding to you. This is beneficial knowledge to you. I'm giving you something of an incentive. I'm giving you knowledge about myself. I'm sharing my person. Not just functional, not just knowledge, but I mean functional knowledge. The difference is, I'm not sharing with you emeralds are green, which is just a fact, a piece of knowledge. But I'm telling you how to fish. Here's how to bait a hook. Here's how to, cast your line. I'm giving you something that'll help you and benefit your life. So I'm giving you functional knowledge, aka wisdom. So I'm giving you something of an incentive.
So is it safe to look at it this way? If time was not a factor, we could continue a conversation as long as I was in my untrained state, learning, able to offer enough about me to keep it interesting. Is that
yes?
Is that a fair way to look at it?
It becomes interesting when you're able to competently convey your reactions. For instance, as a novice, you're going to say, instead of saying, talking about your personal reaction to your experience of food, you're going to say, oh, I love Domino's pizza, but I hate Pizza Hut. That is your personal reaction, but it's very limited. There's very little degree to that reaction. That is different than saying, I like Domino's. I love that buttery crust, and it's got those little spices in there. It's so much better than this pizza over here. And I love having it on Saturday nights or whatever. You want to share a piece together? I got to introduce you to this pizza. The point is, there's much more of a degree in my reaction I'm stimulated in both cases the same way, but this reaction over here is much more, it's much more of it conveys my feeling. There's my voice inflection is in there. My descriptions are in there, my eye contact, my facial expressions, everything's conveying how I feel about this, or what my reaction is to this experience. Whereas, where I just say, I like pizza, that's actually a lie, because I like it more than that. It's just that I'm worried about what you're going to think of me. If you hate pizza and I say I like pizza, it's a gamble for me to tell you that. So I'm worried about you, rejecting me. So I'm going to give you a guarded response. I'm going to give you a monotone response. You ever heard people that talk in a monotone, like how are you doing? Yes, I've had a great time. I went to the mountains. I hiked. It was beautiful up there.
Everything is 1 degree and it's boring as hell. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So you'll talk to a lot of people like that, especially nerds who are so worried about what you think of them that they're going to force themselves into a monotone voice and a monotone expression that doesn't express them, even though they could be talking about, the world's going to end. I saw a nuclear explosion the other day, right? It's so boring. You don't care because there is no degree, which means there is no person in that expression. They're conveying dead information. You could just look up on Google. There was an explosion yesterday, right? You don't need them. If you don't need them for the expression, if they're just sharing information, then you don't need them to be in the conversation. That's why you tune them out. So there has to be a personal degree in the expression. There has to be, not a personal degree, I said that wrong. You have to be in the expression. So for instance, you'll see I've been commenting on DKO's posts, and he's notorious for, he's an interesting storyteller. He tells some cool stories, but he doesn't talk about himself. He talks around himself. He'll talk about his day, and he'll make a funny quip about, he'll express it in a funny way, which is, again, it is to a limited degree talking about himself. He's arranging the words so that it's humorous to you, the thing that or event he went through. But ultimately, he's not building a relationship because he's not talking about himself. He's talking about himself in a very roundabout way. He's not talking about how he really feels about things. He's talking about just superficial experiences. So ultimately, I'm not interested. There's no reason for me to care about his experiences. For instance, if he's talking about cereal and, he ate the cereal and the spoon hit him in the eye and it flipped up because he was being careless, it might be a funny, humorous story to hear once. But if that's essentially all your posts are, just funny, quirky, humorous little stories, eventually, who cares? Aren't there other funny, humorous, quirky stories on the net? Or other people that can tell funny, humorous, quirky stories? Yes. The difference is, I don't have DKO's personal reaction to these things. So you can see his last post was just the exact opposite of what he's been writing. It's very personal. It talks about his painful things that went on with him, his acne, and it's just very personal experiences. And you can see his personal reaction, his story. This is the interesting thing that I care about, not all these little quirky little side stories that have nothing to do with him.
So a response about the spoon in the eye that would be interesting to be like, and it scared the shit out of me. I thought I was going to lose my vision in that eye or something like that.
Yes. The point is, it's not just that you're making a humorous story. You're not here to juggle for people. You're not here to entertain them just so they're stimulated by the fact that they're seeing something novel. For instance, if you're getting, jabbed in the eye with a spoon, it might be a novel experience. Like I just saw a picture of a guy with a dart through his head. They were playing darts, and somebody threw a dart really hard at his head. Now he might share that story and go, oh, this is a cool novel story, because how many people have been hit with a dart in the head and they're standing in the emergency room with that dart hanging out of their head? That's a very novel story. It hasn't happened to a lot of people. But guess what? Even a novel story is meaningless if the person isn't in it. So if you're a person who's thinking of, oh, I'm not an interesting person, I need to think of cool experiences, I need to go to the Amazon and fight snakes, and I need to, fight an MMA, I need to have an MMA cage fighting experience to be interesting, you don't understand social interaction. You don't understand, those things are meaningless pretenses. Those things are novelty factor. It's just like seeing a clown. If you've never seen a clown before, great, you're interested because it's a fact that you've never seen a clown before. But ultimately, it doesn't stimulate you. If you keep going to the circus and all you see are just clowns, ultimately you're going to get bored of that. It's just like seeing fireworks for the first time. You see fireworks, that's cool. If you live by Disneyland, who gives a fuck about fireworks? You see them every day. So the novelty factor wears off very quickly in social interaction. This is what people don't understand. It's not about how many cool experiences you've gone through. It's about relaying your personal reactions to those experiences. Those are what separates you from the next person standing next to you.
So that was the reason why I fucked up on my expression posts.
What do you mean?
Back at my expressions post, I would always emphasize like the shit around me.
Okay, here's the difference between good social interaction and bad social interaction. We'll see degrees.
Okay.
You had a personal reaction to what I said, and all you said was, that's why I fucked up on my post. It is your personal reaction. I can hear your voice inflection, like the light bulb going off. But what's missing, DBP?
I don't know.
Jar, what's missing?
We don't know why.
We don't know why. We don't know any depth behind this experience. I'm just saying, that's why I fucked up. It doesn't convey anything to me. So I have to ask a further question. What are you talking about? But if you're good at social interaction, you would realize, well, I can't just say, I fucked up. That means nothing. It conveys a little bit about myself in my reaction that, I fucked up. So it's kind of like an exasperation plus a realization, but I don't convey why. I don't talk about myself and what's going on in my head. So when you continue, which you're about to do, or if I was a socially competent person and I knew that that was a poor reaction, I would demand it of you. I would say, like I just prompted you, I don't understand what you're talking about. Tell me more. See, now I'm getting to the heart of you. I'm directing you in what I expect. I expect you to tell me more, not to just be satisfied with, I fucked up in my expression post. That means nothing to me. My demand is to know you, and so I'm trying to get that demand met. So I'm prompting you or leading you in what I expect. And when you are able to do that on your own, I don't have to prompt you to go, I fucked up because X, Y, and Z. Now you're socially competent. Now I formed you into the person I want to talk to. Whereas if I just let it be and depended on you, I would be very bored with you because you're a type of person who would just go, I fucked up. You wouldn't want to share much. So if I just sat back and go, okay, is he going to say anything else? Is that it? Now I'm a very passive person in social interaction. And of course, people are always going to fuck up in some way. They're either going to be too boring, too nerdy, too this, too that. So let's go forward now. What are you talking about, Big L?
Right. What I was talking about was I was mostly talking about my earlier expressions post, where I would just talk about that fucking hippo cunt was just like so fucking bad that she practically had that she could probably rival like Mount Everest. Like I just like the analogies were okay and all that, but I was just conveying shit that was around me.
So you're conveying clowny stuff. You're trying to basically be novel and be kind of entertaining in the things you're doing. Like that fat hippo bitch is supposed to be like a humorous. You're supposed to get a humorous image and think, this is a funny guy because he's telling a funny joke.
That's right.
This is why we call you clowny guy. You're a very dramatic guy, and you're looking for that kind of clowny guy validation where you say something funny or humorously, or you do a cartwheel and people laugh and clap. Oh, that guy's great. And to you, because you're socially inept, you take that as, they like me. When really, they're just clapping because a clown did a cartwheel. Oh, good job, clown, you did a cartwheel.
You're right.
That doesn't create humor. You'll notice there's guys who are funny, they can tell funny jokes. But there's guys who say stuff that isn't funny, but people will laugh at it. Especially girls will laugh at it. Why? Because they're attracted. When they're attracted, they'll naturally think you're funny, even if you say something stupid or just nonsensical that makes no sense at all. They'll just laugh at it because they're attracted. So there's a difference in people who are telling funny jokes and then people who are attractive, who people will take as funny regardless of what they're saying because they're conveying their experience. They're conveying their personal reactions to their experience.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I am conveying that reaction. Yes.
That robot shit, I realize how I fucked up. Now I just gotta do this shit all over again.
Yes. Nice cartwheel.
Good cartwheel. So you get the point. I hope some of you are getting the point that there is a large degree of reactions you have during the day, especially when you're hearing me right now, when people are talking, when you hear news events, when you see things. You have all kinds of personal reactions. The difference is you're not able to convey those reactions, and it takes practice. You haven't had the practice. Nobody's demanded a Big L to go, what do you mean by you fucked up at your expression post? What do you mean that this doesn't make sense to me? It has the training to make those demands on you. So you think it's good enough to just say, I fucked up, or, this funny story here, or just this, this superficial observation here. Nobody is demanding of you. Well, in Manhood Academy, I'm especially demanding of you because I want you to be attractive. I only want to talk to attractive students. So when I'm talking to each of you, I'm always pointing out what I don't like and what I do expect so that you can see this is the attitude and this is exactly the way you should approach social interaction. You should be talking to people and going, whether it's the bank teller or, your friend, your daughter, your sister, your girlfriend, your buddy, your classmate, whoever it is, you're always going, this is what I don't want, and this is what I do want. Because ultimately, why? Why do I have these demands? Jar?
To get needs met.
Yes, I'm trying to get our needs met. And what are our needs met?
Pardon me,
I'm sorry. What are our needs? Then, if I'm making these demands, what are our needs?
What are our needs? Well, they're to have social interaction.
Yeah, one of our needs, besides, food, shelter, clothing, is to have social interaction. This is a need. This is just like eating food. For me to talk to you, Jar, for us to hang out and be buddies, whether it's you or DBP, I need somebody to be my buddy. I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to share times with, companionship, etc. This is a social need. So by telling you, don't do this instead, stop being so guarded with your reactions. I want you to tell me about this, or I'm demanding you go further in this and explain it more and talk to me more about your personal reaction. I'm telling you essentially what?
You want me to convey myself.
To ultimately do what?
To attract you.
To ultimately do what?
And our needs met.
To get our needs met. I'm telling you what? So in shorthand, when I say, don't do this, what am I telling you?
Get our needs met.
Yes, meet my need. Our relationship will not go further. We need relationships. That is a social need. So when I'm telling Big L, stop being a clowny guy and start talking about your personal reactions, why am I doing that?
To get your needs met.
Yes, so he can meet my need, and then I can in turn do what?
Get his need.
Yes, if he's not meeting my needs, there's no incentive for me to meet his needs. So if he's being clowny guy, I don't want to fucking talk to him. There's a ton of clowny guys out there. I hate clowny guys. I want to talk to a guy who is sharing himself with me. So if I say, look, knock off the clowny shit, I want you to talk about your personal reactions. That'll be humor enough. You will be funny enough. You notice I don't tell knock-knock jokes when I'm, one of the common techniques when they're talking about public speaking is to, hey, start with a humorous joke, start with a humorous situation, and then that'll segue and the crowd will laugh, and then you'll have them, right? You notice I don't do that bullshit. I don't start off, well, a humorous thing happened to me on the way to the podcast. Why don't I do that? Because I realize that is not what is humorous. That is not what is attractive to you. Yes, it is. There is something to be said about creating a funny joke, but ultimately that does not create a relationship with the audience. That does not create a relationship between you and me, which is really the basis of an enjoyable humor. There is a funny joke or seeing a funny event, and then there's you and me interacting and having a good, satisfying time. That trumps, any humorous joke you can think of every time. If we have a great time together, it doesn't matter. We will guarantee there'll be something funny about it. That is not a prearranged joke. I wouldn't have to struggle to go, okay, what's an ironic thing I could say to him, or what's a cartwheel I could do, or what's a certain way I could juggle these balls and have him laugh about it. No, I don't have to go through those mental gymnastics. If I know that conveying my personal reactions to things is enough, and it's going to create a solid relationship, guaranteed there will be something funny in there, something humorous to entertain us. So there's a huge difference.
Laughing is a reaction.
Yes, it is a reaction. A lot of times I was saying stuff, I wasn't telling you jokes, but I'm saying stuff in a certain straightforward way. And because I'm conveying this personal reaction to these things, you're like, oh, that's funny. Professor Plum's a funny guy. Huh. You know why I'm a funny guy? It's not because I'm a clown telling you a lot of jokes. It's because I'm conveying my personal reactions to you. And right now, whether you realize it or not, by interacting with you in this class, I'm building a relationship with you students. So you new students, METech and Jewish Curls guy, Trapezoid guy, sorry. Neutron guy. Trapezoid guy. You and me are building a relationship slowly right now. Now, it's slowed down. Why are the brakes on our relationship, do you think, Trapezoid guy?
Because we are not expressing things to one another.
I'm talking about you and me personally. You and our relationship.
I haven't told you anything about me.
Exactly. There's very little reaction on your part. I know you're having a ton of reactions in your head, and you know you're having a ton of reactions in your head, but you're worried about conveying them in front of the students, and you also don't have the training to convey them. This is why the classroom is here, for you to practice fucking up. This is like the safety net for you to fuck up, where if you fucked up in a social situation, people go, oh, who's that weird guy? I'm going to not talk to him, because they don't know how to shape your behavior. They don't know that they're responsible for shaping your behavior. But
yeah, that's the comforting thing about this academy, is that you can fuck up and people aren't going to give you the cold shoulder. And that's the kind of comforting element I like here.
Yes, this is
if
why.
If you were to fuck up as much as you did here, if I was to fuck up as much as I did here if I was to fuck up this much in real life, the consequences wouldn't be as direct. People would just stop talking.
Yes, they just start ignoring you.
What happened.
They would ignore you, and your social interactions would shut down. But here, we put the responsibility on you guys to shape the relationships because we know what our goal is. So there's no such thing really as fucking up here. It's just doing it wrong, and now you're in this process of learning how to do it right. So right now, you're still thinking you're in the real world. You're not in the real world. You're in our Manhood Academy arcade game, which is you're going to fuck up, but eventually you're going to figure out how to pass the level. So you're not doing your part in the social interaction. I haven't directed you. Number one, you're still a new student. You don't have enough practice under your belt. And so slowly I'm getting you to get past these things is to start practicing. You're going to fuck up, guaranteed. I'm going to correct you, and then you're going to do it the right way. And then you're going to realize you're going to be like DBP, just volunteering information in class. And then pretty soon people are going to be like, oh, DBP's that student I heard in class. I like him. He volunteers himself. He talks about himself in class. That is an attractive guy. I want to be like that guy. Now you're going to call him, you're going to want to emulate him, etc. So just like a lot of students have Professor Plum's poster on their wall, they're like, oh, this guy's a social interaction genius and guru. I want to get to know him. I want to hug him. So it's because I'm talking about my personal reactions. People are going to want to put their poster or your poster on their wall. So it's just a matter of practice and becoming confident with the stuff you're learning here at Manhood Academy. That's the difference between that's why our relationship is stalled right now. It's your end is stalled. And plus, I still need to direct you, right? I still need to direct your behavior because right now it's very dysfunctional. So I need to say, don't do this. Stop being the shy guy and do this. Instead of being the shy guy, I want you to do this. I want you to practice doing this. I want you to practice talking about your reaction here. So now, time for you to practice. What's your reaction to what I've said?
Time for me to practice.
What's that?
Oh. So far my reaction has been, first of all, I'm really excited. I think this is exactly what I need as far as what you're saying.
Hold on. You're really excited?
I'm so freaking...
I'm so amazed. This is like having sex. Okay, I want you to tell me what it was like having sex. Just say how excited you were having sex. Just say, I was really excited having sex. I want you to convey that to me, and then I want you to convey the difference between that and being excited right now. Go ahead.
Well, I was so excited. I was shaking, trembling. I had
Stop. Listen, I want you to do this. I was excited having sex. Okay, that's your first reaction. And then your other reaction is going to be, I was excited hearing this information just now. I want you to tell me those two different things right now.
Okay.
Just say those two different sentences.
I was excited having sex.
Okay, that's how excited you were your first time having sex.
Yes.
No.
No, I was really excited.
Okay, see, now there's a degree. There's a mark, right? There's a litmus test. So that is your excitement for sex. That's your level for being excited about sex, right? Say it again, just so we all know, for evidence.
I was really excited having sex.
Okay, so there's some voice inflection. You're dragging the vowels out. I was really excited, right? You're getting a little bit louder on that word. So we hear there's a certain degree of enjoyment you associate with your sex. That's your personal reaction to sex. Okay, now let's hear your personal reaction to what I just said, information in class.
I'm really excited to hear this new information.
Okay, it sounds like sex was just like one notch above. It sounds like sex was like a high five to you. And the information right here is like a handshake.
Yeah.
So you see, the problem is you have very little experience conveying your personal reaction because you're worried about what other people are going to think of you. If there was nobody here and you just had to say it to a mirror, you go, oh, fuck, I love fucking bitches. I love sex. And then your personal reaction to class would be, oh, this is really cool information. I like this information. It really helped me out. See, there's your personal degree. Now try it again.
I'm just so fucking excited about having sex.
Okay, now tell me about what you just learned.
I'm really, really, really pumped and so jazzed about this new shit.
It sounds like sex and this information are just analogous. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
You might as well just switch them out. Okay, do you see the difference there? That's something you're going to work on. Okay, now just tell me about your personal reaction to the class.
Let's see here.
Well, the class was
asking you want me to literally give you my reaction?
I want you to tell me how you reacted to the things you heard.
I think it's really good stuff. I think
it's good. It's very well spoken. You sound like a PR guy. Like you're telling me, well, the president, he has discovered certain weapons in certain countries, and we are doing things to mitigate dangerous conditions here. We are inserting troops in a capacity to help this country, and yes, we are blowing up some civilians here in a capacity that will jeopardize the blah blah blah. Right? It's just like this, almost like this coddling tone. There's no you in there. It sounds like a PR speech. It sounds like you had somebody write it for you and you're reading it. Yes, I am a hostage of these people, and yes, right? It's in the same tone, regardless of what the information is. Keep going.
Okay.
Tell me about your personal reaction to the stuff you've heard. Preparing, cracking the knuckles, getting ready. Hope I don't fuck this up.
No, I'm really excited. I'm glad that I've found it.
Sweet.
And
I'm glad to have you here because I look at your face and your picture is like ah.
It's that's what I was feeling whenever I took the picture. I was at work and shit was really hectic, and I was like, holy shit, picture time.
Holy
when
shit,
your
picture time.
expression matches the picture, you'll graduate.
Yeah, there you go. When I see like things are hectic at work, man, then I'll know things are hectic. I'll know you're a graduate of Manhood Academy. So you see, there's various reactions you have to what I've said, but you need to practice conveying those to match what's really going on in you. When you can convey that to match your personal experience, your personal reaction, and it's different from how you reacted to having sex, that'll be a competent expression. People will be attracted to that because they'll see a degree of a person. They'll see you, a specific degree of you. That will attract people. Okay, super. Thank you. All right, so let's move on before we fall asleep from Trapezoid Guy sharing his experiences.
Okay, where are we right now?
We are now on podcasting topics.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just asking which...
We're at the very top. We actually went in between. You came in right when we introduced the new students, so we're right at the top, first page of the 3-page podcasting topic thread.
All
The very first one I'm clicking on, it's like a grab bag. I'm so stupid. I should just post the post in here instead of posting links. High School 101. Experiment in balls. All right.
Didn't we cover this one?
I hope we did.
Yeah, we did. I am clueless how to get a date with you.
Okay,
We've covered
cool.
this before.
Let me delete this. Delete. Next. Okay, next one is in the grab bag. Click.
Yeah, you've covered all of these. I think your newest posts weren't put to the top.
Ah, fucking A. Okay, what's our first newest post? Anybody? Harpo. It can't be less than Harpo. I don't think we covered Harpo. The other day I was in a group of people sitting around a bonfire. We're talking about different old songs. Hilariously stupid monologue. I don't think we covered this Harpo thing.
No, I don't think we did either.
HS double paranoia justification post completely misses the point. Oh, I don't think we covered this one. I just deleted the first one. Double justification paranoia post.
Oh, let me read it. Because I know we've covered a lot of high school's EM reports.
One of my favorite gifs.
We did a lot of high school.
Star Trek gif with William Shatner rolling around on the ground. ROFL. One of my favorite gifs. Okay. I was unclear.
Yeah, you've done a lot about high school's EM posts. I don't think we've missed one.
Okay.
I was at the gym with the German guys.
Okay, so let's delete that one. Okay, what's the next? The next one is let's see. See, if he didn't convey his personal reaction, he was just a shy guy who was in class. I would have to go to these and repeat these, but see, it's helpful. DKO is almost his own person now, where he can convey his personal reactions without the prompting. DKO. DBP. He can convey his personal reactions without prompting. If you can start conveying your personal reactions without prompting, that's a serious step in your social competence. Okay, in case students are too fucking lazy to address it on the forum, did we cover that one?
Well, I addressed it.
You did?
So, yeah.
What, is this your post?
No, this is Jerry Province, but then I corrected it.
Which one was this?
I don't know if you covered this, though.
Okay. No,
I didn't cover it, but my point is not whether you addressed it in his post, but whether it was covered right. Whether it was...
What is it?
Wait, hold on. Which specific reply are you talking about?
Well, I'm going to the end, and I'm looking about, like, at the end you can kind of tell if I say, well, this was covered well, or it's like somebody else help him out. Because I'm looking at my sad face here at the bottom of... I'm clicking on the post in podcasting topics. If you refresh the page, I've deleted all the posts, and it's the very first post of the top now, of page 1.
Okay.
It says, in case students are too fucking lazy to address it on the forum, and it's got a link.
Yeah, I'm looking at the link. I'm just trying to find out which reply in this EM thread are you talking
Well,
about.
you go to the very end, and if it looks like it's satisfied and it's closed, I guess we cover it. But if it doesn't, if there's sad faces.
Well, you haven't yelled at him. So
Somebody help the student out. I got a sad face. Okay.
I replied, and then he posted another one, and you haven't yelled at him yet.
Yes.
So
I'm assuming we haven't. Well, sometimes I just don't respond because they're so fucking horrible. Like, I think Hibernia posted something, and it was just all over the place, so I just didn't even bother. Because some of these are such train wrecks. It's much easier for me to talk about it than it is to specifically address each issue, because a lot of the problems are students are so quick to post about their own personal situations instead of educating themselves that their situation has been covered in other people's EM reports. That's why it's to your benefit to read other students' EM reports, because I'm giving them the exact same corrections I would give you, just the situation is different.
Mm.
So if you understand that we're teaching principles here, not about specific situations, you'll realize it doesn't matter what my personal situation is. The principle, if I learn it, it will cover it.
Yeah.
So a lot of these, are just repetitive. I don't want to fucking just cover them over and over again. It's just that identifying things is the important part. Like, you won't know where to identify this person is violating my expectations, or I'm punishing this person, or you're confusing I'm stating an expectation here with I'm punishing somebody. I know a new student just posted something, and I know Jar also has a problem with this sometimes, where it's not incorrect to say sometimes you're stating an expectation like, move your ass, you fucking moron, you're in the way. That's stating an expectation, but ultimately the point is I'm punishing them because I'm scolding them, I'm ridiculing them, etc. I'm rejecting them, I'm rejecting their expectation. So there can be overlap.
We're not proficient at social interaction where we can make distinctions like that.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be overlap in your EM reports. Like, you may say something that may be stating an expectation, but ultimately the point is it's being used to punish somebody. So you need to be, you need to, with practice, when you're writing about your expectation reports in the brackets, you'll be able to talk about what's going on, and you'll be able to state accurately whether you're punishing somebody to meet your expectation or rewarding them because they met your expectation.
Okay.
I know DKO just posted one, and I think there's a lot of places where he just says stating an expectation, restating an expectation, and not realizing there's either punishing or rewarding going on.
Yeah, Hibernia came to me asking him about his EM reports. We went over them at Skype, and a lot of it just sounded like stating expectation, and I was the reason his posts were so failed, because I couldn't extrapolate beyond stating expectation.
Right, so that's what we need to get proficient at. And then I'm hoping you students, because you haven't had your eyes bleed from reading all these terrible EM reports like I have, that you'll just come at them and look at them as like tests, just quizzes. And if you can accurately go through and go, yes, okay, this is a problem here, this bracket should be this, that's great practice for you. If you can identify all the parts of somebody's EM report, then when you're talking to somebody, you'll have no problem talking and realize, oh, I'm talking to this person. This person right here is rejecting my expectation. So I need to, what? Punish them. And this person here has just met my expectation. So I need to what?
Reward them.
Right. So you can identify different parts of the social interaction. Okay, this person here hasn't met my expectation. They're punishing me. And I'm going, well, I did that because I was kind of tired and I didn't really want to do that. What is that called?
Justification.
I'm making a justification. And I need to identify whether that is appropriate or inappropriate. When should I be justifying myself?
When they've submitted to your authority.
After they've met my expectation, after they've submitted to my authority. If they haven't submitted to my authority and I'm making justifications, well, I'm doing this or that, or, well, I don't want to move because it's hurting my feet and I'm tired and da-da-da, and they're not respecting my expectation, which means ultimately they're not subject to my authority, there's no need for me to justify. There's no need for me to say all these excuses.
Well, it's a merited pleasure.
What's that?
It's an unmerited pleasure.
Reward.
Yeah, reward. What reward? Yeah, I didn't mean pleasure. Reward.
Yeah, that's why we've clarified our EM guidelines,
Yeah.
which people are still fucking up, but...
Yeah.
With more practice, with Jar practicing more and more, he'll realize we're just going to keep it simple. Reward, punish, etc.
Yeah.
Recognizing what our expectations are, what the other person's expectations are. And then, okay, let's ask Jar. What are the simple parts, what are the major parts of a conversation, an interaction that you should know, or you should be able to recognize? What are the major parts? Tell me.
You should be able to recognize expectations.
Are you asking me or telling me?
No, I'm sorry, I'm telling.
Why did I ask if you were asking me or telling me?
Because I raised my voice at the end.
You raise your voice like a faggy guy asking for a pat on the back.
Like a faggot. Like the way you said that.
Yes.
Thanks.
I like to cut through the red tape. Jar says I was doing that inappropriately, and to me, my reaction is, yeah, like a faggot. That is my personal reaction. That is my offensive personal reaction to Jar offending me. Okay, so Jar, what was your answer?
Alright, so first of all, you should recognize when people are stating expectations.
Stating expectations. Okay. Jar could be right or wrong, but... Oh, somebody's joining. Hold on.
The Russian guy.
The Russian guy. Welcome, Russian. Wait. Sorry, Russian guy. Let me add you. Hold on. I'll add you. Am I back? Hold on. He
Yeah, you're back.
He tricked me. Yeah, I gotta add him. He tricked me. Hold on. Fucking guy tricked me.
Was that the Russian guy?
Yeah, he tricked me. Hold on. He's coming.
I just saw him log on.
Okay, Russian guy. Wait, which Russian
Hello,
guy? Is this?
everybody. Hello, class.
Is this Principal Leotard?
Yep.
The Principal Leotard.
It's
Okay.
him with his snow leopard.
Leotard. Okay.
I saw a meet text saying I have to sign off from the Skype podcast, and so I just got on.
Okay. Well, you can get on whenever. Okay. Metek, did you already leave? Did he already leave?
Yeah, he had to go.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Where was I? Okay. So Jar was saying, I need to state expectations. So he's raising his voice at the end because he's looking for what?
I'm looking for praise.
He's looking for praise. He's looking for the pat on the back. Instead of realizing he needs to practice leading the social interaction, stating his expectations. So this might be the wrong answer. He might be saying, part of the social interaction is smiling really hard for 10 minutes, and that's the wrong answer. But he needs to state that as a sentence. And if he doesn't know, he should be stating what?
Wait, say that again, Plum.
If he doesn't know the answer, he should be stating what?
Then I don't know. Question.
What?
A question.
No, if he doesn't know the answer, what should he be saying?
I don't know.
I don't know. Not, I don't know. Do I know this? Right? He's not asking questions. He's making statements. He's telling me his expectation, and my expectation is for him to give me an answer, not to ask me a question, unless it is directly stated as a question. So, what's the first way you stated it, Jar? Demonstrate how you shouldn't say it, and demonstrate how you should say it. I'm asking you, what are the parts of a social interaction, the major parts?
Okay, so the bad way to go is when I said expectations are important.
Okay, why is that
That's
wrong?
bad. Why is that bad?
Yeah.
Well, it's bad because obviously when I'm not being held
I'm not putting myself accountable for my answer.
Yes, you're not holding
I'm trying
yourself
to avoid
accountable.
pain. So that's bullshit, because when you try to avoid pain, then clearly you're not trying to expose yourself to it. Therefore, it's just basically a statement saying that you're not moving forward.
Okay.
You're guarding yourself. You're guarding yourself.
So how do you become accountable for your answer?
Pardon me?
How do you become accountable for your answer?
By stating it like a statement. By being 100% behind what you're saying.
Yes, you need to be behind what you're saying, even if it's saying you don't know the answer. Because if you're saying stating expectations and you really don't know, you should really just say what?
I don't know.
Yeah, you shouldn't say stating expectations. You should say I don't know. If you do know, you should take accountability for your answer by stating it definitively. Stating expectations is part of a social interaction. That shows you're taking accountability for your answer.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so stating expectations is one of the major parts, right? You should be able to identify. And could you be more specific?
More specific, it's stating expectations. I mean, yeah, you need to be. I don't know.
What's the answer?
I don't know.
That's the correct answer. I don't know. Not yabba dabba do. That's all, folks. Okay. I don't know is the correct answer. What I was looking for is what? What more specifically, DBP?
Give me a second. I have this.
1.
Fuck. I don't know.
That's the correct answer. Principal Leotard. Major parts of a social.
No.
What's that?
I thought. I didn't realize you were going to ask me another question.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. What are the specific parts of a social interaction? Jar stated that one of them is stating expectations. I need something more specific than that. Do you know the answer?
No, I do not know.
That's the correct answer.
I know the answer.
Who knows the answer? Mr. Care Bear, do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
The answer is you need to know the other person's need.
No, that is the wrong answer.
Okay.
Big L, do you know the answer?
I don't know.
That's the correct answer. You need to know what?
You need to know what the expectations are.
You need to know specifically what their expectations are and what your expectations are.
Right.
So stating expectations or stating what your expectations are is too general. You need to identify your expectations and their expectations. That's one of the major things. Okay, what else do you need to identify, Jar?
You need to identify appropriate punishment and rewarding for both sides.
So you need to identify where there's punishment and where there's rewarding going on.
Yes.
Okay, what else?
Yes.
Wait. Mr. Care Bear, what's another important thing you need to identify in a social interaction?
You need to identify the violation of your authority.
Well, that's too general.
You need to identify if the other person is meeting your expectation or not.
Yes, whether they're violating your expectation or not. And then, what's another important part?
Noting inappropriate and appropriate justifications.
Yes, very crucial, very important, because this is where you're going to make most of your mistakes. Most students will make the mistake of justifying themselves inappropriately.
And by doing so, you're rewarding them for violating your authority.
You are rewarding them.
Expectations.
When you are justifying yourself inappropriately, when somebody is not under your authority and you start making justifications, you are rewarding their bad behavior. You are encouraging them to violate your expectations.
Yeah.
So it's crucial that you identify those parts. Any other parts that we forgot, major parts of a conversation? Care Bear, did we forget anything?
No. What punishment is?
Care Bear.
Yes. Yes, what is?
Did we forget anything?
Well, as far as I have heard correctly, no.
Okay. Big L, do you agree? Did we forget anything?
No.
No what?
I haven't forgotten anything, so let's see.
I'm not asking if you forgot anything. I said, did we forget anything about that is a major part of a social interaction that we should identify in our EM reports?
Yes.
Yes what?
Yes, we should note that there is
I'm not asking you if we should know. I'm saying, did we forget anything?
No, we didn't. Let's see. We've got inappropriate justifications. Stating each other's knowing both parties' needs. What else?
No. We all know we have needs, but what does that translate into?
Expectations.
So we need to know what, Big L?
We need to know each other's expectations.
Yes, we need to know each other's expectations. What else?
So we need to meet each other's expectations then.
Listen, I'm going to come back to you because I'm going to ask somebody else. You're going to have to identify all these, so pay attention. DBP, name the major parts of a social interaction that we need to identify in our EM reports.
When it's appropriate to justify, when it's inappropriate to justify, what the expectations are, what our expectations are, when we're punishing, when we're rewarding.
Oh, you misstated something. Jar, fix it. Tell me everything we need to know in a social interaction.
Okay, so we need to know when we're properly and inappropriately justifying ourselves.
Okay.
We need to know both our expectations and other people's expectations.
Yes.
And we need to know when we are when we reward and when we punish.
Okay.
And we also need to know when they reward and when they punish.
Yes, when they're essentially violating our expectations.
Right.
Okay, so, Big L, did you hear all that?
Yes.
Okay, now identify the major parts of a social interaction.
Appropriate and inappropriate justifications, noting them both.
Right.
Knowing when either party is rewarding and punishing the other party.
Right.
Let's see.
Got
And knowing both parties' expectations.
We got that. Okay, but what's the one major thing you're missing? Did you say at the beginning? I don't remember.
Noting appropriate and inappropriate justifications.
Perfect. Oh, wait. That was wrong. Say that again.
Noting appropriate and inappropriate justifications.
There we go. Why is that the right answer and the other answer was the wrong answer?
Because you asked a question, you didn't make a statement.
Big L. Big L. Why was the first answer wrong and the second answer was right?
Because I sounded guarded. I said because it sounded like I was asking a question rather than a statement.
Yes. Why are you stuttering right now? You know the answer. I want to hear the answer. Tell me. You don't always stutter, right?
No, I don't.
When do you stutter?
When I get nervous as hell.
Exactly. So, why are you getting nervous as hell?
When I'm being put on the spotlight.
Exactly. So, what is the remedy to that? Let's see. Care Bear, what's the remedy to his stuttering? He's stuttering when he's being put on the spot. So what's the problem?
Well, he's worried about what other people
Exactly. So I'm asking, what's the solution?
Well, what works for me is that I take a
I don't want to know what works for you. I want to know what works for everybody.
Well, I don't know.
That's the correct answer. Jar, what's the solution to his stuttering?
Put him in the spotlight more.
Yes. Why do I want to put him in the spotlight more?
So he gets comfortable being put in the spotlight, where he's comfortable being able to be behind what he says.
Yes, he needs to take accountability. Right now, he's in the stage where he's worried. Oh, fuck, if I fuck up, Professor Plum's going to kick me out of class. I'll never see the academy. Everybody will hate me.
Yeah.
DBP, what's the solution to Big L's stuttering?
Put him in the spotlight more. Get him comfortable talking to you. Get him comfortable.
Okay, that's a method, but ultimately, what does he need to do to become...
Practice.
Yes.
Practice more.
Yes, he needs to practice more. What will lead to what?
Realization.
What's that?
Realization.
Yes, he'll have a realization, but ultimately, what does that mean about him? He has become...
Yeah, change in behavior.
Jar. Instead of throwing out ebook terms like Mr. Care Bear, what has happened? If he has had practice, what happens?
Could you restate everything?
Okay.
No, I need you to restate just...
Big L, after enough practice, what will happen to you? You will become what?
I will become competent.
Yes, you will become competent. You will stop being a stuttering fuck because you will know what you're talking about. You will know the answer, and you will be okay with being accountable for that answer, being held accountable. Like I'll ask you, what are the parts of a social interaction? And you're going to know, I need to know their expectations and my expectations because you practiced it. And you'll give that answer, and you won't be a stuttering fuck because why?
Because I just stated the answer.
Yes, and you'll know it's the answer. You practiced it. You are fine with being accountable for it. There is no reason to be nervous about it. So it comes through practice. You'll become competent through practice. Just like when you're shooting a jump shot and you're learning to play basketball, you're going to miss a lot of jump shots. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be shaking. Your knees are going to be knocking. You're going to be exhausted. But through enough practice, somebody will ask you to shoot a jump shot a year later and you'll have no problem and you'll swish it because you've had practice and you become competent.
Perfect.
There you go. See, now you didn't stutter. Good job.
I love that.
I love it.
Suddenly, I just
And he goes back to
Suddenly the light bulb has gone on.
Suddenly, could you guys just be quiet for a second?
Yes.
Before, I was just this clown that just keeps juggling balls and just jumping up and down and just flying, just doing cartwheels. Then Professor Plum just suddenly backhanded me, and then he told me stop with this clown shit. It's getting on my nerves. Then
You know what? Save it. You're going to have to put it in an expression post.
Right.
Because I want to hear about your experience, your personal reaction to what's being said today. Okay, I think we have time for, we got half an hour left. Okay, so we have time for maybe 2 more. Let's go to the next one, which is, okay, did we cover this one in case students are too fucking lazy to address it? Did we talk about this or did we actually identify this? We're on Jerry Poppins' report. I dread reading this. Let me see. So this first one maybe isn't it. I'm at the very top of page. Does it link? Did it ever link everybody to page 1? It linked me to page 1.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, right at the top. That's why I was asking earlier which specific poster.
That's why you're asking. That's why you're so intuitive. All right. Keep fixing. I'm at page 3 now. This is blah, blah, blah. Da, da, da. Incorrect. Jerry has it right. Maybe we went over this. Let me think.
I remember that day.
There's a lot of overlap here. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think we covered this. So let's close that one off. Okay. Next one is Harpo. Harpo, we got a quote from Harpo. Somebody read it, and I'm going to actually call on. Hold on. Don't somebody read it. Let's get Russian guy. Let's get Principal Leotard.
Okay, well, we're in Harpo's thread on the last page.
We're at, if you refresh the page, it should be the very first one on the topics, podcasting topics.
Podcasting topic, yeah.
Oh, podcasting topics. Hold on, let me catch up here.
Every fucking time you come to class, you should be in podcasting topics, you fucking Russian. Come on, man. Get with the program.
All right, podcasting topics.
Where should you be every time you come to class from now on, Principal Leotard?
I will be in lecture and film / podcasting topics from now on.
Damn right. Okay.
Yeah, also be in page 1. Don't be in page 3 like I did all these other classes.
Okay, so page 1 the other day I was in a group of people?
Yes.
Yep. Read it. This is Harpo speaking. I quoted him. Go ahead.
The other day I was in a group of people sitting around a bonfire. We were talking about different old songs, and something in the conversation reminded me of this hilariously stupid monologue on a Meatloaf album. I tried to explain why I was laughing, but it was a freaking train wreck. I can imagine it now. I'm stuttering and looking at my feet reflexively while I'm saying, so there's this Meatloaf thing about his first guitar, and he, My mind went completely blank, and the silence I heard right then was somehow louder than anything I've ever heard. It drowned out every single thought I had. It's confusing that a profound quiet can do that, but I swear it did. It lasted longer than I could imagine possible, too. Thinking about it now, I should have started running a little 5K around the forest then. I would have gotten back just in time for people to stop staring at me, glance to each other, and start their separate conversations up again.
I vote Principal Leotard to read every single post again after this.
Unfortunately,
awesome.
Everybody needs practice. Thank you. That was a very good, Principal Leotard. So, as good as he read, we're going to have other people read in the future. But I understand your suggestion. Thank you. That was a great example of bringing somebody into your experience by your expression. It's not even your post, but the way you read it is bringing other people into the feeling of the post. Why did I post this? Anybody know?
It's a good example. I don't know.
It's a good example of, let me think. Was this a good example? We're talking about old songs, blah, blah, blah. Freaking train wreck. I can imagine it. Well, this is really good because it kind of demonstrates a person sharing their personal experience, their personal reaction to this event going on.
And it also demonstrates the fear most people have, where it's just dead silent and they don't know what to say.
Yes. Let's see. I think I actually posted it I wanted to answer something in this thing. I tried to explain why I was laughing, but it's a freaking train wreck. I can imagine it now. I'm stuttering, looking at my feet. So there's this thing. Okay. So what's the major problem here, by the way, Big L? Why is he stuttering and stammering, looking at his feet? Big L, you there?
Oh, you were talking about me in the third person.
No, I'm talking to you right now. Why is he stuttering and stammering and looking at his feet in this thing?
It's because he just didn't find out like what he did, like what he did wrong.
No.
So
what's the answer?
wrong.
It's a very simple. Well, yeah, that's true. But what's the answer I'm looking for, Jar? Why did he fuck up? Why is he stuttering and stammering while he's talking
He's not
about it?
accountable
What's that?
for his own words.
What's that?
He's not accountable for his own words.
He's afraid of being held accountable.
Nope. Looking for a better answer.
He's
Very
not.
very simple answer.
He hasn't practiced.
Yes. No practice. Very little practice. like most of you guys, how often do you post? Every day?
Nope.
No practice. Do you talk to students every day? You have perfect resources right here.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Yeah, the point is, how are your relationships with the students at the academy? You should know every fucking student who's active on this forum. If you don't, you're not practicing. If you, right now, think and go, who do I know on this forum?
Right.
Do I know every single student who's active on this forum? Do I have a good relationship with them? If the answer is no, you are fucking up and not practicing. If you are not reaching out to the other students on the forum, the best resource here for learning social interaction, you are not practicing. So if you ask me, how do I improve my social interaction? I stutter here, or I didn't know what to say to this girl there, or this guy here, I didn't know how to handle this. What is my answer going to be to you?
Practice.
Yes. Usually you'll notice I ask a lot of people in their threads, how is your relationship?
Practice.
How is your relationship with the other students? Why do I ask that in their expression posts?
To see if they're practicing.
Well, usually it's because I read something. What's the problem where I'm reading their stuff in their expression posts? What am I noticing?
It's because really boring and dry.
I'm fucking bored out of my mind. Why am I bored?
Because they're conveying information, they're not conveying themselves.
Well, what's the problem? What's the main problem?
They haven't practiced. Right.
Yes, but what are they not forming with the audience?
Oh, relationship.
Yes, there's no relationship. They're just telling me funny stories. They're being clowns, or they're just talking superficially about things, like assuming I care about them. DKO is notorious for this. His last post was amazing because it was the exact opposite of what he's been chronically doing throughout this forum, is just sharing stupid little stories that nobody cares about. Because why? Why don't they care about these stories?
They don't care about him.
They don't care about him. If they don't care about him, who cares about what your favorite cereal is? I don't care if you have 3 brothers or 2 brothers. It makes no difference to me if I don't care about you. So if I'm going to care about stories about you, I have to first care about you. There first has to be a relationship, a reason for me to care. So a lot of people, they post, especially new students, will post the story thinking the expression form is to impress Professor Plum or the other students, or it's to tell a cool story. My way of saying cool story, bro, is how are your relationships with the other students? How is your relationship with the audience? Why the fuck are you writing this thing? I don't care about it. Or I'll just put a little snoozy, sleepy face on there, right? To tell them, I am falling asleep reading this. And to them, it's the most amazing entry they've ever written. Why? There is no relationship. If you don't have relationships with the other students on the forum, you are failing. If you are in your expression posts, you are not taking the time to form a relationship with the audience who is reading it. How do you form a relationship with people you're not actively meeting? You're writing an expression post. So it's kind of like you're passively forming a relationship with whoever's reading it. What's the best way to do that, Mr. Care Bear? Mr. Care Bear Stare?
So the question is, what's the best way to form a relationship?
Yes, with people reading your expression posts, not just on the forum, not directly talking to somebody. You're writing a post. What's the best way to form a relationship with your audience?
Well, the best way is to talk about yourself and not about what happened on the day.
Well, you can talk about what happened during the day, but what needs to happen when you're talking about those things?
Well, I have
Build a
a
relationship.
What are the positives?
What's that?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I have a clue, but I am not.
What's the
sure
clue? What do you think it is?
So I think he needs to convey his person, his reactions.
Let me ask you a question. Have you been following the thread from the new guy, Tim Willie?
No.
No. Okay. Another fail. Anybody been following the thread from the other students, which they should be doing, is following other threads too. Anybody following the thread for Tim Willie?
I talked to Tim Willie because we talk about our stuff.
Okay. What is he supposed to be doing in his expression thread right now?
He has to write like seven posts all about his reaction to toilet paper.
Why is he having problems? Why is he getting frustrated on post number 3? He didn't even complete the assignment. Why did he fuck up?
Because he doesn't know how to convey himself. He doesn't know how to convey his reaction to toilet paper at all.
No. What is the real problem? The toilet paper. Why did I tell him to write about toilet paper?
Because he learns to. No, he wants to. He needs to learn that he's got that the topic doesn't need to be interesting in order for people to like him.
That's number one. That's number one. The topic is irrelevant. But what am I really getting at? I'm saying write about toilet paper for 7 entries. What am I really getting at?
His personal. I don't know.
You are bullshitting him.
I am bullshitting him in a sense, but what am I trying to get at?
Trying to make a point that you don't. Well, it's the same thing as point 1, so never mind.
The point is, I'm trying to get him to just use toilet paper as a pretense. He could just mention one sentence about toilet paper and then start talking about himself. Everything is a pretense. If I tell you to write for a week about a bottle, I don't mean start talking about the microscope or the molecules in the bottle and what color it is and how tall it is and start measuring it and then try to what's every single way I can inject my experience or reaction in the bottle. I don't care about the fucking bottle.
So basically, like if you assign me to write about a bottle, I could say, you know what, I don't feel like fucking writing about a bottle, and then I just want to talk about myself. Would that be acceptable?
Well, I would rather you talk about just one little thing about the bottle, and then, just in reference, like, this bottle, I don't want to write about this bottle because it's, it's just static and it doesn't move. It's kind of like my relationship over here and da-da-da. It's just a prompt. It's just a pretense for talking about yourself. Everything is a pretense for talking about yourself.
Okay.
So it's irrelevant when I say toilet paper or write about a desk or write about your wall. Staring at your wall will make you think about things that, you could just stare at the wall. It's kind of a pretense. You start at the wall, but eventually it'll get back to you and your relationships and your experiences in the world. So it's a pretense. I am kind of bullshitting him in the sense that I'm not really asking him to write about toilet paper. I even wrote about it in his post. I kind of explained it in a roundabout way, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't get it. That's why he's frustrated about it. The point is, everything in your expression post is a pretense to talk about you. So if I assign you to write about toilet paper, it's because I want to frustrate you into realizing you're being a retard by trying to think that I actually want you to write about toilet paper, by trying to think that this is just some practice. Well, in a sense it is, because you're still learning how to express yourself, right? You're still writing about things that aren't inherently interesting, but you're injecting your person into those things, your personal reaction. And then you could take it further by just using it as a prompt or a pretense. So there's two things going on. For instance, if I tell you to write about your bed is not interesting, but your personal reaction to your bed is interesting. How you feel about it, why you like sleeping in this spot. But then you can go further and then just forget about the bed altogether. Just use it as a prompt to talk about you and your experiences. Your post doesn't have to be, 500 words specifically about everything. Every sentence is about the bed. It could be mentioning the bed, a reaction to the bed, and then going off on a tangent about you. Uh-oh. Is somebody getting lectured to in the background?
Nope.
Well, this is Jar said be right back in the chat.
Gotcha. Okay. So is everybody catching on here? The point of the expression section?
Yeah.
Slowly. Yeah.
Slowly. It's taking time. when you understand the expression section, you'll pretty much have graduated.
Could you give the answer to your question?
Could I give the answer to my question?
Yeah.
What
the
question?
You asked me. So to summarize it.
So to summarize it,
Yeah.
I want you to re-listen to this podcast 100 times. You'll get the answer. I just talked about it.
Okay.
Did you hear anything I said?
I think you're bullshitting me again.
No, I'm not bullshitting you. I just told you the answer. Did you listen to anything I said about the toilet paper and the toilet paper being a pretense about talking about you?
Well, yeah, I was trying to understand it.
Okay, let me see if I can. Okay,
Toilet paper.
I'm going to try and give you a simple breakdown then, or not a breakdown, a simple summary. So essentially, the toilet paper is not the point. I didn't want him to write about toilet paper. When I ask you to write about anything, whether it's a toilet paper or an adventure you went on in the mountains, the point is I want you to always bring it back to talking about your personal reactions to everything. So eventually you're going to be talking about you. It's not about toilet paper. I don't want to hear about toilet paper. If I wanted to know about toilet paper, I could just Google toilet paper. Every time I talk about something, I'm talking about my reaction to that something. So when I ask you to write about something, a topic, I'm asking you to write about you. The topic is a pretense. You understand now?
Yes.
And also, when you're talking about a topic, just a little more specifically, you can talk about your personal reaction to that topic. So there's two things. The one is the need to practice talking about the degree of your reactions to something. And the other point is to just realize that ultimately the thing you're writing about is just a pretense, an excuse to write about you, to write about your personal reactions. So you don't want to focus on that topic. You want to focus on writing about you, your personal reactions to that thing. Or just use that topic as a jumping off point, a springboard. So for instance, I will say, I work at a 7-Eleven. I'm not going to write about the 7-Eleven, but I can just use that as a springboard to start talking about me.
Yeah.
Is that clearer?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Let's see here. Got Harpo's. What's next? Delete this. Dude.
So you guys you're still talking about pretenses.
Nope, we just finished it.
Okay. So I'm going to add pretenses then to the topics.
Okay. How to deal with a pretense. Or you should just put in for the topic, everything is a pretense to talk about your personal reactions.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it could be a story from the past.
It could be anything. It could be a super exciting event like you saw an explosion, a car explosion. That event in itself is kind of novel and might be interesting. Or you could be talking about something boring like your desk. Like people, when they think about topics, they think about, oh, this topic is inherently interesting or inherently boring. So they avoid talking about certain things and only concentrate about talking about, like you ever heard people say, I have nothing to talk about, nothing cool ever happened to me. They're missing the point of social interaction. It is not about talking about cool things that happen to you. It is about talking about you. And those cool things or non-cool things, those boring things or static things are all pretenses. They are just a means to convey you. It is not about the car explosion. It is not about the toilet paper. It's about your reaction to those things, ultimately, not those things themselves. If there was just car explosions and toilet paper and there was no you around, it wouldn't matter if the car exploded, as exciting as that sounds. It wouldn't matter how boring the toilet paper was, because, again, you're not there. Those things are static, lifeless events. It's like going to Disneyland. Disneyland in itself is exciting, but if you are the only person that shows up to Disneyland day after day, will you be excited every single day? Oh, I'm going on the Matterhorn again. Oh, I'm going on Splash Mountain. Oh, I'm going on, whatever ride is over there. Is that going to be exciting if you're the only one on the ride? No. It will be novel the first day. Oh, cool, I'm at the park by myself. I don't have to wait in any lines. Day number 2. Oh, cool, I'm at the park again. This is fun. I get to ride again, no lines. Day 200. You're going to say what, Big L?
This is fucking boring.
This is boring. This is Disneyland. I hate it. Why are you bored when you were first excited the first day?
Well, because it was interesting. It was something that could just sweep you in like one of those jokes that I would make.
Yes, it had a novelty factor. Your first joke, funny. Your 20th joke, who the fuck cares? Right? Disneyland. I ride on the roller coaster. The first time I ride, it's funny. Or it's enjoyable. It's amusing. It's entertaining. The 700th time I'm riding with nobody there, bored out of my mind because there are no personal relationships. This proves that ultimately your experiences themselves are meaningless if there's no you in those experiences, if there's no personal reaction, if there's no relationship, ultimately. All your experiences, useless, meaningless. Climbing Mount Everest. If you were able to climb it 700 times in a row with nobody else, the first time it might be cool. You accomplished something. You conquered something. You conquered a mountain. You conquered Mother Nature. But the 700th time you do that with nobody around and no relationship to anybody else, it's meaningless. It's useless. Who cares? So from the most basic, mundane things to the most amazing experiences, you traveled to the Congo. You rode down the Amazon River. Who the fuck cares if there's no personal relationship? The Amazon River.
You see like these documentaries on like National Geographic. You see these people traversing like mountains and rivers, and then after they've done this, the most powerful moment in the entire documentary is like when they're cheering and hugging each other for their huge accomplishment.
Yeah, it's the emotional relationship they're having with the other people, the moment they're having. That's the most moving part, not just the process where they're walking up the mountain or forging the river.
Yeah, like when you're watching that, that's very, very tedious. It's not very entertaining. It's the moment after when you're on top of the mountain and you see everything below you, and then you can share that with somebody.
Yes. I've been on top of mountains where I've gotten to the top of something, and I'm just like, or a hike, you get to the end of the hike, but if there's no relationship, or there's just something, where there's something missing there's no personal element to it, it's just like walking up your stairs. There's nothing to it. So there needs to be that personal relationship in everything you're doing. That is ultimately the most interesting thing, the most attractive thing that people want to hear about, not your cool event or your mundane event. So if you're telling me, oh, Professor Plum, I don't have anything cool to write about, what am I going to tell you?
Practice.
Well, I'm going to be a little more specific. Practice means nothing.
Who fucking cares about the cool event? I don't care about the event. I care about you.
Yes, I want to hear about you.
Yeah. He's going to say that, but I thought he was going to say, how are your relationships?
Yeah, I'm going to say, how are your relationships? That's exactly what I'm going to say. Or I'll say, fuck off and go listen to the podcast, you lazy student. I might say that. Okay, so let's see. We have time to cover probably one more. We're on DBP's, DBP's thing. Why don't you go ahead and read this, DBP? I was smart here. I think I posted it, and I didn't just post the link.
Yeah, you posted a link to your reply.
Okay.
On one hand, I'm happy that.
Hold on. What the fuck? All right.
What is it?
What is it?
People gotta learn to turn the mic off.
Yeah, turn the fucking mic.
Like it's so.
Mom, what the fuck do you want? It reminds me of what's that fucking movie with Vince Vaughn in it? Fuck, he's like a ladies' man. He's living in his mom's house. Mom, make the fucking pie. Ma, hey Ma.
Wait, what is that movie?
Oh, fuck. What is it? Is it not, Wedding Crashers, I want to say?
Wedding Crashers.
Is it Wedding Crashers? Where he's like a fucking stud. He's talking about his conquest, but he's living at his mom's house. I think that is Wedding Crash. It is Wedding Crash, where they kind of break up, where they have a breakup. No, it's Will Ferrell, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, it's where he's buddies with Owen Wilson, and they're Wedding Crashers, and then they kind of have a split, and he goes to hang out with his guru buddy, which is
Right.
classic scene.
Right.
You back?
Right.
Ma!
Yeah.
Hey, Ma! Okay, where are we at here?
You were asking me to read this.
Yeah, go ahead.
quote of mine. On one hand, I'm happy that I'm thinking of failure in this way and learning from it. But at the same time, it makes me feel like a failure knowing that at the beginning of August, I was so full of motivation to take cold showers, work out, and just take care of myself, period. Compared to now, I can't even do basic things. I really thought I was developing discipline, but the reality was I was running off of a temporary energy due to a powerful epiphany. I just previewed this post up to this paragraph, and I'm pretty annoyed right now. I don't even want to finish the post now because of how fucking stupid it is already. It'd be like trying to cover dog shit with pretty blue paper and pass it off as an acceptable gift to someone. Fuck this. This is all I can do right now without breaking something. Actually, I just reread it again and decided to finish it for a reason I can't think of right now. I'm going to listen to a podcast and it will brighten my mood. Then I can come back here and fix this fucking cocksucker expression post.
Okay, so let's see why I even responded to this at the bottom here. Important.
You yelled at me for wanting the easy way out, basically.
I don't think I would yell at you for this post. Let me think. What did I write?
Well, you
here?
didn't yell at me, but you posted this, the shortcuts.
Shortcuts. Everybody wants short. Is that why I posted that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Sometimes I post stuff and I'm like, I don't know why I posted that. That's why it's so important to me to post context. Otherwise, I'll forget the shit. There's so many things going on at the academy. It's hard to keep track of everything. Compared to now, I can't even do basic things. Blah blah blah. Okay, so just not enough practice, basically. I think that would be my answer to this one. Not enough practice. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete that so I don't have to deal with it. So much easier to go through these podcast topics. Just forget what you're talking about. Just delete them. Move on to the next one. Okay, this is an Ian post about one of my buddies who I hang out with the most. He calls me up on the phone. This is our typical phone conversation every time he calls me. Yet again, I fail to enforce my expectations. He talks in an accusing tone of voice, and it really annoys me. Take a look. This sounds like it's already going to be a fun report. Let's see here. This is Jerry Poppins. I think we covered this. Yes. I can delete this too. Whew. I can't wait to get to page 3. Next one. Finally a good one. Okay. Awesome example of initiating. I think I remember why I posted this. Awesome example of initiating, leading, giving incentive, etc. Mr. Care Bear, read it. Jar will be Spirit.
I'm just gonna quickly type down the notes fast.
Okay, then,
No, I'm good to go, sorry, I'm good to go now.
Okay. Mr. Care Bear.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the academy.
What the fuck? I don't feel welcome. Welcome me to the fucking academy.
Okay. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, excuse you asshole.
Yeah.
come on.
So
You're the fucking greeter. You'd be fired.
Yeah,
If you were
okay.
you have Walmart in India?
I am not from India, but fuck. Okay. Welcome to the academy.
Do you have Walmart in Pakistan?
No.
Okay.
Just-
Have you ever been to a Walmart?
Yeah. No.
Okay, well they have a greeter up front. He's supposed to go, "Welcome to Walmart."
Okay.
Yeah, they never ever
Let me
sound
try
like
it.
that.
Let me give it a try.
Yeah.
Welcome to the academy.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks, Mr. Care.
Don't forget to post your intro as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing my first post in the forum. There's lots of work to do here.
That's right, but first things first. And the
First
intro
things
is
first.
the first thing you post here.
Here in the chat?
No, man. Did you read this post? This is the first post you should have read.
Oh, I started there.
Nice. You post your intro here.
I'm going there. Thanks for the advice.
No problem. Be sure to read this before making an intro.
Okay, why did I fucking post this thing, DBP?
Show how to lead a conversation. Nah, I don't know.
Why did I post this thing, Big L?
Oh, because it was a perfect example of initiating, leading, and giving an incentive.
Yeah, they're fucking answers right there. Yes,
What's funny?
it's a perfect example of talking to a complete stranger, and he's doing what? Right at the beginning, what is he doing? This is a stranger. They don't know each other. What is he doing right at the start?
providing incentive.
Stating his expectation.
What is he? Nope. What is he doing right at the start? Welcome to Manhood Academy. What is he doing?
Reading it.
He's initiating a social interaction. This is a stranger. They're not talking. He doesn't have a reason to talk, so he's making the reason. He's just initiating the social interaction. Welcome to Manhood Academy. He's a greeter. He's like me. If I just see you on the street, we're passing strangers. Hey, how's it going, man? I'm so-and-so, and I'm from blah, 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 and it's good to meet you. Hey, this is a cool area. I'm initiating something. So Mr. Care Bear Stare is initiating a social interaction. This is awesome. The guy's saying thanks. Now what is he doing? Don't forget to post your intro. What's he doing?
Stating an expectation.
Stating his expectation, which is what? What is that doing for this guy?
It's directing him.
Yes, it's directing his behavior, how he needs him to act, how he wants him to act to meet his needs. Why does he tell him to post his intro?
So he does well at the academy.
Yeah, so he meets his needs. So he meets a need for creating a relationship with him. So he's directing his behavior. And also, what is all this stuff doing when Mr. Spirit sees him again in the chat room?
He's going to want to do things to help him.
Yes, he's giving him what?
Incentive.
Incentive. He's incentivizing the social interaction. Here's the reason you should talk to me again. I just helped you. As a friendly guy, I initiated the social interaction. I helped you out. This is all incentive for you to talk to me next time. Perfect example of leading, initiating, giving incentive during the social interaction. And this guy has a thick, terrible accent. This is the same thing that Bogler complained about. Oh, I have the Indian accent. Nobody will like me. I must get rid of my Indian accent. Now, when you hear Bogler, what? What do you think? A terrible Indian accent guy?
No, it's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's endearing. It's Bogler's accent. It's a cool accent to me because he is hitting the principles of social interaction. They are overriding his accent. They're making his accent a non-issue. It's even endearing. When I hear Bogler's accent, I go, oh, that's Bogler. That's cool.
I mean, in high school, he's also Indian, and he has a white accent. And I'd much rather listen to Bogler than listen to
I would. You know why I'd much rather listen to Bogler than High School 101? Because Bogler is being expressive, and I'm hearing Bogler's person, whereas High School 101 is very guarded in his expression, so it becomes annoying. It becomes a turnoff. I don't look forward to hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference. Even though, objectively speaking, High School 101 has a clearer English accent, it's more understandable maybe than Bogler, but Bogler's expression is ultimately more attractive. His thick accent isn't hindering him because he is expressing himself. He is putting himself in his personal reactions, so it's more attractive to listen to. So even though Mr. Care Bear Stare has the thick Indian 7-Eleven accent, it doesn't matter if he learns the principles of social competence and learns how to convey his personal reaction when he's speaking. If he says, welcome to Manhood Academy, it is boring and annoying, and then his accent becomes a hindrance. I associate his accent with something terrible, and I think, fuck, I hate talking to Indians with their thick accent. But if he says, welcome to Manhood Academy, nice to meet you, it is endearing. It becomes enjoyable. It becomes attractive because he's conveying his personal reaction. Then it's like, oh, it's cool Indian accent guy. I like hearing that guy. So the accent is not the issue. People will use it as an excuse, saying, "Oh, the reason why people don't like you is because your accent's too thick. You need to practice English and learn how to fix your accent, get a better pronunciation, get some better English pronunciation going, and then people will like you." Is that the reason, Mr. Care Bear Stare, they don't like you? Nope. What's the reason?
The reason they don't like me is because I am monotone and don't express my feelings.
Exactly.
My reactions.
When you express your personal reactions and your feelings, your accent becomes a help to you, not a hindrance to you. Yep.
Yeah, well, they don't speak English here anyway. I mean, it's not a problem for me. I am probably better at pronunciation English than the local guys here.
Cool. But the point is what?
Yeah. The point is, don't take your accent as an excuse.
Okay, that is one sub-point. What is the what is the better point?
The ultimate point is that if you express...
If you are talking like this, what is the problem?
The problem is that you are monotone and you aren't...
Why are you monotone?
Yourself.
Why are you monotone Indian guy? Tell me why.
Because you are trying to hinder because you are trying to guard yourself.
Yes, you are trying to guard yourself. You are worried about what?
And you don't want to open up.
You don't want to open up. You are worried about what?
What other people might react to you.
You are worried that other people would think what?
That you are an idiot.
You are an idiot. You are an asshole. I will hate you.
Yeah.
So you are a monotone guy. But what happened? What is the irony though? What happens if you are a monotone guy?
The irony is...
They will hate you more.
Yeah, exactly.
People will think you're fucking boring.
You're doing something to guard yourself so people won't hate you, but ultimately that's making them hate you more.
Yes.
When you talk like this makes me hate you. When you talk like this, when you express your reaction, when I hear about India is a beautiful country, or Pakistan, it's a beautiful country, or I'm not from India, don't tell me I'm from India. I hear your Indian accent. I hear your, not your Indian accent, I'm sorry. I hear your Indian personality. I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Noted it.
What will it take to fix your, this monotone voice? What will it take?
Yeah, practice, of course.
Practice, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Practice is what it needs.
Practice is what it needs. See? This is it. The more comfortable I make you feel, the more you're willing to open up. Now you're expressing yourself more. Eventually, you'll realize other people are just like you, even with a great American accent. They are closed up like this and monotone. And then you'll realize, I need to do what to them?
I need to make them more comfortable
Yes.
so that they open themselves up
So to
too,
make them
just
more,
like you did.
yes, so to make them more comfortable, you'll need to do what?
I need to provide incentive,
Yes, which means what?
which means conveying my person, my emotions.
Yes,
my
and this
direction.
will open the, this Indian guy with this thick accent is opening himself up and he's so attractive and I have a great American accent. My accent's much better than his, but I'm so closed off. I want to be like this Indian guy, so I want to open up. He's making me feel comfortable. Oh, I want to talk to him now. Now suddenly I'm social. See what happened? You initiated, led, governed the social interaction. You gave them incentive. Now you have a buddy. You have a great relationship you created. Now guess what? You have access to all the relationships they have access to. You have access to their buddies, their friends, their sisters, their moms, their dads. You have access to all that because you've created this one relationship with this person.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, professor.
Yes, professor! I don't want to hear any more. Yes, sir. Yes, thank you for sharing this information with me. It is so crucial to my life.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that!
Well, I have a question.
Hold on, I'm talking to Mr. Care Bear. Fuck that!
Okay.
Yeah, fuck that. I need to open up more. I mean,
That's what I'm talking about, man. My brother.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, Jar, what's your question?
I think one time I addressed you as sir, and you told me to take down a poster. Is sir a prob, or do you want professor?
It doesn't matter to me, Jar.
Okay.
You neurotic guy.
Shit.
Okay, I think we covered Jar's sir dilemma that was holding him back from the academy. No wonder why he was fucking up everything. He kept calling me sir. That's why his social interactions were all failing. If you would stop using sir, you would have graduated by now. Okay, this is me using dysfunctional sarcasm, by the way, in case the students weren't paying attention. All right, last topic. Let's cover this quickly. Okay, Viking, Rise of the Viking. We covered it. Every time I go to this guy, I think we covered it. Next one is Blue. Blue posted something.
Oh, from your experience, are bitches lousy in bed compared to submissive women? I actually was telling me about this in Skype, and I encouraged him. It was fucking hilarious.
Anybody know the answer to this question? From your experience, you don't even have to have bitches in bed. If you've been paying attention to this conversation we've had on the podcast, you will know the answer to this. Not even have. If you're a virgin, you'll know the answer. From your experience, let me ask my new buddy, Mr. Care Bear Guy. From your experience, Mr. Care Bear Guy, are bitches lousy in bed compared to submissive women?
Well, I didn't have any experience, but I would say if I have a bitch, then I should know how to make her more comfort, how to make her dysfunctional behavior go away, and how to guide her to a functional way.
Okay, good. That is covering it.
This means if I want her to be a friendlier person, I should know how to meet my expectation and punish her and reward her appropriately so that she becomes a more fun person. And just like this, if she's better or not better in bed, I should tell her, do this, give me blowjob over here, do
yes!
This should, even if she's a shy girl, I should be able to make her I don't know, perfect sex bomb or whatever.
Yes, so what is the problem with the question here?
Yeah, the problem with this question here is that...
Blue's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, this poster is the idiot.
So what is the problem here? But most of you students have the same problem. What's the problem?
Yeah, he's passive-aggressive,
He's a passive guy.
Instead of being active and directing the behavior of the bitch, he wants to know which ones react how and...
Yeah, where's the awesome chicks at, and how do I avoid the bitches?
Yeah.
This is just like saying, where are the boring guys at, how do I avoid them, and where are the cool guys at, I want to hang out with them. What's the problem?
Yeah, the problem is same. He's passive. He's not bringing anything on the table.
Yes.
He's not actively shaping anybody's behavior.
Yeah.
He's not shaping the behavior. All of you guys are annoying guys. If I just said, here, join and become cool, nothing would change. I have to take an active hand in directing your behavior. You notice how if Mr. Care Bear Stare came to the academy and I didn't give him any direction, how would he sound, Jar?
He would sound boring.
He would sound like this.
Yeah.
Right? Your reaction was interesting because you said it with inflection. He would sound boring, right? I heard that was jar. I was actually looking for you to imitate Mr. Care Bear guy. But even you've had practice here, so you've had practice not even so much as how to put inflection in your voice, but you've learned how to stop self-monitoring so that your natural expression comes through.
Exactly.
So now I hear Jar the person versus Jar the guarded guy. Now I hear, instead of Mr. Care Bear, I am Mr. Care Bear, I am a monotone guy. Now I hear, I am Mr. Care Bear, I am a student at Manhood Academy. I hear the person, his personal expression in there. So really, I'm changing your perspective. I'm not teaching you a cool trick on how to raise your voice on this word and how to be quiet on this word. No. You are learning organically how to change your behavior through learning what social interaction is, what are the principles of social interaction, how do I get my expectations met? These things are spontaneously changing your expression. By me directing your behavior, don't do this instead, I'm taking an active hand in shaping you. I'm changing you from the bitch to the submissive woman. I'm changing you from the boring guy to the fun guy to hang out with. There are no such thing as bitches and boring guys. There is only what, Big L?
Oh, there's only directionless folks and people with direction.
Yes, there are trained and untrained people. Let me ask you a trick question, Big L.
All right.
Who are the alpha males in society and who are the beta males in society?
There are no alpha males.
Yes, there are no alpha males. There are no beta males. There are only what?
There are only functional people and dysfunctional people.
Or?
Trained and untrained.
Trained and untrained, right. You are either going to be trained or untrained. You can see the difference. How do we know that training exists? How do we know it's a matter of training and untraining? Because initially we'd look at Mr. Care Bear and we'd call him a what? What type of male would he be?
A beta male.
He'd be a beta male. He'd just be stuck. Oh, you're just a beta guy. And now that he's talking and expressing himself, we think of him as what?
Alpha as fuck.
He's alpha as fuck. He's always been a cool bro. I'll never be like him. I'll never be as cool as Mr. Care Bear. So expressive, so daring, so authoritative, and he has authority in his voice. He's speaking definitively. He's leading the conversation. I'll never be that fucking alpha. He was born that way, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. He
Well,
was
wrong.
trained.
That's what I'm saying.
He was better. He was trained by Professor Plump.
Yes, he was trained by
The
Professor
best of
Plum.
the best.
The best of the best alpha male of the best alpha males.
Yeah.
The top alpha male. Right?
Guys, I dropped on that. Can you, repeat the last maybe 10, 12 sentences?
Oh, you'll just have to listen to the podcast. Sorry, sucker. You missed it all. Wait, where did you come back? Were you in here the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Silent guy. You missed it. Okay, what part did you miss at? Where?
I dropped after the part where you said there's no alpha, there's no beta, there's only
There's
something.
only, fill in the suspense, DVP.
There's only trained and untrained people.
Ah, cool. Thank you.
There are only, you'll just go back and listen to the podcast because it has a lot of great stuff in there. There's only trained and untrained. I am not alpha male Plum. I am trained male Plum. You are not beta male trapezoid guy. You are untrained trapezoid guy. That's the difference between us.
Aren't those hexagons in his avatar?
I don't know what they
Those aren't trapezoids. Those are
But because I'm
hexagons.
a cool alpha male, I've stated it definitively, DVP. No, for anybody listening, no, that is not my point. I'm not the alpha male. The point is, I am trained, and trapezoid guy is not trained. So once trapezoid guy becomes trained, he will sound just like Plum. People will think he's the alpha male. They'll be tricked. You were born this way, man. There's no way I could be like that. You're the alpha male. You're naturally alpha. No, you are just trained now. You have a better realization of social interaction. Therefore, you are behaving differently as a result of your realization.
Yes, sir.
That's what I want to hear, is reaction, not the silent, no reaction. Yeah. Yes, there is a reaction. You're like, yes,
Hell
I
yeah.
agree. Hell yeah.
Man, I am revealed to know that I can practice and get better instead of being like, I was born as a beta male and shit.
Exactly. Thank you
That's
for
pretty
understanding that.
comforting,
Hello?
actually. Like your whole, that's really
Hello.
comforting.
Hello.
I think I'm being ignored here. Some shit.
What?
Wait,
Hello?
what?
Hello?
What happened?
I don't know. I think you guys planned on some secret. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know either. I don't know what he's talking
I
about.
don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either.
Paranoid much?
I don't know what the fuck. That was just awesome.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. We're in a podcast. That's all I know.
I was talking about that I'm revealed to know that I can train myself and become a real man.
Oh, yes, I understand. You wanted a reaction, and you felt
Instead
nobody...
of being like in this fucking concept of, oh no, I am born as a beta male, now I am loser for our lives.
Yes.
And then suddenly there was silent.
Yes.
And I couldn't reaction of the people, and I was like, what the fuck, did they disappear?
He was making an Indian joke, but we didn't get it because you didn't provide enough context, or we weren't familiar with your humor yet. You hadn't created that relationship yet. So
Okay.
you need to work on creating the relationship, then we'll understand your sense of humor. Or you need to get more expressive with your point and bring us into your experience. But I suspect it's the latter. You haven't created enough of a relationship with us for us to understand you're joking yet.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Thank you guys. This is a great podcast again. I enjoyed having you guys on here. It's been a pleasure.